Number 6 explains the vacant place. To understand that word, you must first know the essence of a spiritual kli. Since the Ne'etzal receives its sustenance from the Ma'atzil, it necessarily implies that it has a ratzon, a desire, and a yearning to receive that shefa from him. Know that the amount of that ratzon and yearning is the entire substance that exists in the Ne'etzal. Thus, everything that exists in the Ne'etzal is not that substance, no longer relates to its substance, but to the shefa that it receives from the Ma'atzil. Furthermore, this substance determines the gadlut and the level of each netzal in each partzuf and each sfira. The itpashtut of the Or Elyon from the Ma'atzil is certainly immeasurable, but it is the ne'etzal that limits the shefa, for it receives no more and no less than its measure of desire to receive. This is the criterion in spirituality, because there is no coercion there. It depends entirely on the ratzon, the desire. For that reason, we call this will to receive vessel of reception of the netzal. It is regarded as the substance and the reason that it stopped being regarded as a ma'atzil and was denominated as netzal. The netzal is defined by a substance that does not exist in the ma'atzil whatsoever. For there is absolutely no will to receive in the ma'atzil, because for whom would he receive? Now we will explain how there are 4 degrees in this substance, from katnut to gadlut. The 4th degree, being the gadlut of the reception, is complete only in Ein Sof, before the olamot were created. It is the only one that was subject to the Tzimtzum, and the will to clarify henceforth that it was emptied of every shefa that she had from Ein Sof and remained a vacant halal. This is what Rav means when he says that before the olam was created, meaning in Ein Sof, this vacant halal did not exist.
In other words, here we should already distinguish several states. The first state is when there is a desire to receive and the light that fills it. And that state is called Ein Sof. Because the light fills the desire unboundedly, without any end. That's why it's called Ein Sof, no end. In the second state, there are conditions, states. There is more or less filling. And according to these feelings, we discern all kinds of states in the created being, in the will to receive. There is a will to receive that's filled entirely, or partly, or not at all. There are states in the will to receive that where it's filled with the light of Chokhmah, which is the Creator Himself, or with the light of Chasadim, which is the level of equivalence between the will to receive and the Creator, the upper light. Therefore, there are all kinds of relations between them. between the will to receive, being the created being, and the desire to bestow, being the creator. What else did they say here? You could also say that there is no coercion in spirituality, meaning the light fills the will to receive only to the extent that the will to receive wants to be filled. You could say, but we want it. I'm the first to want. No. Here, we're not talking about that state. We are already in a state where we can receive all the filling, of course, but that's on condition that we are in equivalence of form with the filling. Otherwise, it can't fill us, stay in us.